Hey, welcome back to WhiteysWalk's DFS Core Plays video for the DraftKings NBA main slate, May 8th, 2021. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the video. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and leave a comment in the comment section telling me what you think of the videos. If there's anything you think that can improve the videos, anything you'd like to see included in the videos, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm always trying to build this this thing up, get this ball rolling a little bit more. If you're on Twitter, please go over there, follow me at WhiteysWalk. Make sure you're following me, hit the notification bells, and at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to be giving away $100 free tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to qualify for that $100, stay tuned till the end of the video. I'll let you know how we're going to do that over on Twitter, as well as it's very important to be following me and that the notifications are turned on so that you get up to date changes to these core plays and stuff as news drops and stuff right before lock. It makes a big change. But if you're new to the show, what we do here is I give you 3 plays at every single position. I give you a top tier 10K to 8K play. I give you a mid tier 8K to 5K play. And then I give you a value play of 5K and under. I do that at each position. And then at the end of the video, I build a core starting 5 using those plays that I've just done. And that's why it's very important to be following me. So these plays do change throughout the day. You don't want to hear me go in any more about this. Let's get to what the real point of this video is, and make sure you stay tuned at the end of the video to figure out how you can win $100 free. I'll send that to you on PayPal, but you're going to want to listen to the end of the video and make sure you're eligible for that. Let's get right into it. Point guard. Starting at point guard, my top tier point guard, obviously, Westbrook is an easy play in cash games. I feel you either have to play him or you have to play Jokic. But Westbrook is probably your safest play in cash games. This is a guy we expect to get 50 DK points and has the upside of 100. There's only a couple players in the NBA that can get you 100 on DK. He is definitely one of them. But what I do like to pivot away in GPPs today, I'm going with Damian Lillard. I love Damian Lillard. He comes to a point of the season, and I've said this before, where Damian, and he said it in the presses, it's time. It's Dame time. He needs to make sure Portland is getting these wins. And when Dame says that, Dame plays. And this is his time of year. This is when he plays. He's at... right now, what do we have him at? 10,100. So he's been below 10K, surprisingly. So the people are starting to catch on that it is Dame time. His last 3, 58, 55.25, and 53. All you see is 50 pluses on the page. He is a person that can get you that 60 to 65. It's very rare. He's not one of those 80 to 85 guys, but he does have that. Damian Lillard is a great pivot, and if Westbrook busts and you have Lillard, you can find yourself at some of the top of those GPPs. Let's move on to the mid-tier point guard. 8K to 5K is what we play, and who I like is DeJounte Murray. Pull him up here. Murray. Maybe if we were in point guards, that would help. There you are. DeJounte Murray at San Antonio. Same game, Portland. Upswing, so they're going to need some shooters to keep up with Dame and McCollum. DeJounte Murray is a great player. White is ruled out. We've got his last 3 of 37.75. He had a dud of 14.25, but only played 19 minutes in that game, so don't let that scare you away. And a 30. He has the 50 upside. DeJounte Murray is not my favorite play of the day, but at a mid-tier at 7,900, he is a sneaky play. Gets all the minutes in the world that he can handle as long as it stays close. And although Portland has been winning lots, they haven't been blowing teams out. It's close, they're gritty, and they get the win. San Antonio has been an up pick. I love Murray, mid-tier point guard. A great play. I wouldn't fault you if you want to play him today. The value point guard, who I really like today for very much reasons, is in a game where you're going to see a lot of this, a lot of plays come out of here that is value, and as well some other plays. The Toronto game. The great thing about this is we've got Lowry and Van Vliet already ruled out, so we don't even have to question about that. And earlier in the season, in the same situation, Malachi Flynn, that's when we learned who Malachi Flynn was. He came out and he balled out. Now, he has still been getting lots of minutes with Lowry and Van Vliet in, normally getting, that 15 plus, that 20. But when he's out, he always sees 30 to 35 minutes plus when those two players are out, and the ball has to run through him. Malachi Flynn is probably The second best pick, I'd say, out of this, a few plays I'm going to go into with Toronto. Malachi Flynn, though, if you want to pay down at 4,700, it's a reasonable price. He was up around 5,500, 6K in this same situation. So at value point guard, Malachi Flynn, 4,700, I think that's where you're at right now. There isn't a lot at the moment of value on the slate, so playing him isn't that bad. Top tier, let's move on to the shooting guard. So the top tier shooting guard that I've got, and absolutely love this player, probably one of my favorite players in the NBA, Caris LeVert. Just an all-out scorer, man. This guy can ball at 9,100. He's probably can get around that 10K plus eventually, but he is the offense on the Indiana Pacers right now. There's an opportunity that Brogdon is sitting. If Brogdon sits, it just makes him even better. His last three, 63.25, 24.25, 52.25. So Caris LeVert's, he gets the play. When he gets his 35 plus, that downfall was a 19-minute game and still 24. He's never going to bust you, but he has that 50 to 60 upside. So a top-tier shooting guard. Love Caris LeVert today. Going on to the mid-tier shooting guards, and this is where I really, really like it. Again, we are going to go to that Toronto game, and we are going to get Trent Jr., Gary Trent Jr. At 5,500, sorry, shooting guard, small forward eligible, which helps you build your lineups. When we've got Lowry and Van Vliet out, I'm going to have to repeat that a few times tonight because it's big news. Gary Trent Jr. steps in to be one of the main scorers. It's him and Pascal. 34.25, a 5.25, and a 14.5. You have to look at these minutes. That's when he's getting the 14 to 19 minutes. He's still getting you 15 points sort of thing, but I believe he's going to play the 30 to 35 minutes tonight, and that's the Gary Trent we get who can go off. Earlier in the season, he was getting us a couple 50-plus games. I believe he even got a 60 DK point game in there. But Gary Trent Jr., one of my favorite plays. He's going to be a staple in a lot of my lineups at 5,500. It's a very, very good price for Gary Trent Jr. Let's go to the value shooting guards today. And like I said, there isn't a whole bunch of value out there yet, but news is going to drop. Make sure you're following me at WhiteysWalk. We've got Ty Jerome at 4,500. Ty Jerome at 4,500. Point guard, shooting guard eligible. So he does take some of that point guard where he backs up. I believe it's Theo Maledon's playing a lot. But he does get the shooting guard minutes a lot as well. He's had a last three of 36, 16.25, and 30. Hopefully Dort sits today, so we get a little extra play from him. Ty Jerome, if you're going to go down, he is the value that I'd pick today. Not a lot of value out there yet, though, like I said. There we've got the shooting cards done. Moving right along. Small forward. Top tier small forward for the day is going to be Mr. Kevin Durant. Very obvious. They finally got him up over that 10K mark. It was going to come. We knew it was coming. He's small forward, power forward eligible. We've still got Harden out. Irving is playing, but that doesn't matter. It's Kevin Durant and Irving. Last three games, 38.75 was a little disappointing, but a 58.75, a 62, and a 64. That's what we're looking for today. Going up against Denver, which is an important game to them. They need to see this is a team they could be playing in the playoffs. Denver is an up and down game. Should be able to keep it close. I love Kevin Durant for 50 plus today. If you're going to pay up at the small forward position, he is power forward eligible as well. Kevin Durant is a great play. Probably going to have a little bit of ownership today as well. Moving on to the mid-tier small forward, and a person I like to play a lot today is Bojan Bogdanovic at 6,700. People think this is high, so it kind of scares them away on ownership, which I love. But like I said, I think I might have said the wrong name earlier, but anyways, yeah, Brogdon plays for Utah, so disregard that. But anyways, Brogdon is, like I said, questionable today. If he's questionable and sits out, a lot of the offense runs through Bogdanovic, so make sure you watch that news. I still love Bojan as a play if Brogdon plays, but if he doesn't, he probably becomes a lock for me. Small forward, power forward eligible, so it's easy to fit in. Lots of positions on DK to get him. A last three, 66.5, so he has that 60 plus upside. 29.5, 31.25, 46.5. Watch for that news. If Brogdon sits, I'm playing him in almost all my lineups today. I love him at 6,700 to scare away and get a little bit lower ownership. Going on to the value small forward of the day, and it's back to that Toronto game. Bembry. People forget that in this same situation again. Like Gary Trent, when Lowry and Van Vliet were out in the beginning of the season there, Bembry was playing huge. I believe he might have got above 6K. And now he's near mid-price, 3,500. He's going to have to play today. Also, Wantabe, I believe that's his name. He's questionable as well. If he sits, that's even more minutes for Bembry. He's point guard and small forward eligible. So when Flynn gets off the court, Bembry can bring up the ball, take some of those point guard minutes to get there, and normally slots in at the small forward. If he starts today, slam him in your lineups. Bembry can be a great play. Has some upside of 30 plus games, but should get you around that 20 to 25. And at 3,500, that pays off value. That's what you need. So Bembry is a great value play in there if you need to. Moving on to power forward, and we're just going to stay right at that game again. Pascal Siakam, a play I'm going to play a lot today. Obviously, again, like a broken record, Van Vliet's sitting, Lowry is sitting. Siakam becomes the #1 man for scoring. I believe it's him and another player. You're going to have to choose. You're going to have a part of this Toronto game into your lineups just because it's so important when Lowry sits and Van Vliet sits. Pascal Siakam can go nutty. He's had some bad games, which gets his ownership off a little bit, which helps. Last game, though, 70.75, a 40.25 before that, and a 70.75. So even if he had his bad game there at 40, he's just under what you need him to get. But without Van Vliet, without Lowry, if Siakam shows up to play against a Memphis team that should be able to, hopefully Toronto can keep it close with them, we could look at another game of 70 plus for Pascal, and I'm going to play a lot of them today. You're going to have to choose a couple of these plays. I believe you're going to have to play 2, possibly 3 Toronto players in your lineups today. Pascal Siakam is one of them that I'm going to jam in there. I'm going to play him quite a bit. 9,000. He can go over 10,000 sometimes, so I like Pascal at 9. Mid-tier power forward, you want to pay down a little bit, and this guy was chalk last night. Probably going to be chalk again because Houston just doesn't have anyone. And KJ Martin Jr. is a great player. He's only priced at 5,300, so you're going to get huge salary reliefs on this. You might garnish up a little bit too much ownership again, but in a cash game, I'd probably have KJ Martin in there like Westbrook. I'd keep him in there. It's just at 5,300 for a guy who can get you 50 plus. It's too good. His last two, 47.25 and 50. And before that, 22.5. He's getting all the minutes he wants in the world. KJ Martin Jr. is an excellent mid-tier play at 5,300 today, but ownership probably be a little high on him. Just keep that in your mind. Value small forward today. Sekou I don't know how to say his last name. Donkombayu? Sekou. I know how to say that part though. And he was a min price. At the beginning of the week, he was $3,000 min price. This guy's gone up to 4,600 for good reason. Obviously, he's earned it. 27.5, 35.5, 16.5. At 4,600, if we can get that 30 to 35 out of him, which I do believe we can get, he has been starting at the power forward for the Detroit Pistons. I said Houston at the beginning of this. I don't know what I'm doing today, guys. First time getting back on the videos for a while, so bear with me. But Sekou at Detroit Pistons, power forward starting. Obviously, he's gone up $1,600 in a week for a reason, but still great value. Still worth it at 4,600. He starts to get above 5K on tournaments. I'd start worrying about him a little bit. Not that great of a play, but gets quite a bit of minutes. That's what I look at. The 28 minutes, 34 minutes, and 31 minutes. That's very important. When you're picking your value, you're trying to buy minutes, basically, and Sekou's getting all of them that you can handle. That's it for the power forwards. We're moving on to center. We're blowing right through this video to the big boys. Top tier center, as always, if he's on the slate, the MVP leader, Nikola Jokic. If you're not playing Westbrook and cash, you better have the Joker in there. He's probably one of the only safest plays on here to get you that 60 plus. We expect him to get 50. In fact, when he gets 50, we say he had 50 DK points, that is. We say he's had a bad game. A last three, 56.75, 63.5, 56.25. And if you want to go further, 62.5. So like I said, in cash games, if you don't have Westbrook, you have to have the Joker. You have to have one of those two players in there. If you want to get sneaky and play both of them in a GPP and hopefully some value comes up, that would be sneaky too. Joker at 10.9. What can you say? That's the top tier. Mid-tier center is where I'm going to be playing mostly today. I'm going to go down to Khem Birch. I love his play today. Again, the Toronto broken record. Lowry's out. Van Vliet's out. Yes, they're at different positions, but Khem Birch now gets an uptick in usage. They need another scorer. It can't just be Siakam. So going down to Birch, he cuts the lane well. Him and Flynn do that pick and roll, and he shoots the gaps very, very well. I love Khem Birch today. I'm going to play a lot of him at 6,100. I'm hoping that scares a few people away. Last three, he's had 39.75, a little bit of a dud, 22.25, and then a real dud at 18.25. But before that, 41 and 43. That's more of the Khem Birch I'm expecting today with Lowry and Van Vliet out. I think it's going to be him and Pascal. Khem Birch can play against JV. I haven't looked if JV is questionable yet, but anyways, even if he plays, they're going to need Khem Birch to play some more. Boucher is obviously out for the season, and Khem Birch has stepped into this role well. I'm going to play a lot of Khem Birch today. The value center, and I don't think I've ever had this man in the core plays, but he's earned it. This guy is playing absolutely out of his mind lately, and that's not something we say a lot about Robin Lopez. At 3,500, we're used to playing Brook before, but Robin's been doing good. And the thing I like about Robin is, yes, he's behind two people who get more. He's behind Len and he's behind Stewart, who get most of the minutes at center. But they have to stick someone in there for energy once in a while. And all Robin Lopez needs at 3,500 is 15 to 20 minutes. If he gets 15 minutes, I'm happy. He'll get you value. He'll get you there. He's just a safer, 24 to 25 if he gets the minutes. But look at this last game, 38.25 when he got 23 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. If we get 15 to 20, I feel safe he's going to hit value. 20 plus for any reasons, he's going to well exceed his value, and he does it in the peripherals. Rebounds, blocks, steals, that's where you get it from. He's made the core plays for a good reason today. But that's it, and that's all for the core plays at each position. So at this part of the video, we go ahead and we build a our core starting five. Again, this is what I've been doing on Twitter, though. If you go over to Twitter at WhiteysWalk and you make sure you're following me, and when I post this video on my Twitter, find that tweet, like it, retweet it, and leave a comment below letting me know you want the full lineups. And this is a secret. I don't just give out the core five then. If you're on Twitter and you do those things, I will send you an hour to a half an hour before lock. I will send you my full lineup less the utility position for free. Absolutely free, no questions asked. All you have to do is be following me, find this video post, like it, retweet it, and leave a comment letting me know that you want this video or want the lineup, the full lineup, and I will send that to your DM 30 minutes to an hour before lock. And yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm trying to build up a community here, so I want you guys to see that my lineups are winners, and I'll do that for free for the rest of this season, so that next season, when I do decide to move up forward, get the web page going, you guys know that you're with a winner and you can spread the word. After I'm done doing this core starting five, stay tuned there. I'm going to let you know how you can be eligible to win that $100 on Twitter. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'll be giving it away. I'll be picking one random player, but stay tuned and I'll let you know how you can be eligible to that. Let's get right to the core starting five. Dame Lillard is in my point guard position. I go with Dame time. When he says Dame time, I listen. He gets lower ownership, and I'm looking for that 50 plus, 55, 60 game out of him today. Shooting guard, I stuck in Gary Trent Jr. I have to get a piece of that Toronto game. I think Gary Trent is one of the better plays on there. I'm playing three players, as you can see on him out of that game. It's just too important, and I believe that they can be the scorers. Small forward, I went with Bojan Bogdanovic. Had to get a little bit of salary savings, but still 6,700. I love him in there. Power forward, that's the other player from Toronto, Pascal Siakam. I think I can get another 70 plus out of him today, and he just doesn't garnish the ownership all the time. I love that. This is a GPP sneaky play. I love that pivot. Power forward off of Durant. I'm going to play Siakam. Center, I didn't go with the Joker. I went with Khem Birch. This is a GPP lineup. If I was going to play cash with this lineup, I would have to find a way to, I believe, get Joker or Westbrook in there. There's just too much probable chance of one of those two breaking the slates on cash games. But this lineup is a sneaky GPP startup that leaves you 4,200 average to play around with. Go ahead and stick in some of the other core plays in there. Pivot, see what you can do. My goal is to not just give you guys lineups and take, you know, in the future and take money and pump it out. I want to teach you guys how to build your own lineups so that when you get that takedown, it's just you. You're not sharing it with 100, 200, 1,000 people. I want to be able to help you guys, you know, get yourself into the green by yourself and start taking away money out of these sites instead of just pumping it in. And to do that, you have to learn, you have to care about it. You can't just plug and play. So that being said, let's get into how you can win this free $100 sent to your PayPal tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will choose one random winner. To do that, you're going to have to do a little bit. It's free, but I need you to do something for me to help grow these things. While you're watching this video on YouTube, you have to be eligible for this $100, you need to be a subscriber to the channel. I need you to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below in the comment section for this video, just telling me who your favorite play of the day is. If you do that, then head over to Twitter, follow me at WhiteysWalk. Make sure you're following me, hit the notifications bell, and then find, when I post this video on Twitter to let everyone know it's there, find that tweet, like that tweet, retweet that tweet, and then leave a comment in there letting me know who your favorite play of the day is today. And then I will choose one random person who's done all of that I see to win $100 free tomorrow that I will send you on PayPal. That's absolutely free at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Help grow this channel. That's all I'm doing. So if you want $100, it takes a few clicks of a button, not that hard. And I'll let you know tomorrow at 9 p.m. who it wins at. Again, I upload this video to my podcast, so it's available in audio version on all the podcast platforms. I hope you guys really like this. If you want the full lineups, head over to Twitter, follow me at WhiteysWalk, find this post of this video there and like it, retweet it, and then ask me in the comment section for today's full lineups, and I will send you that DM 1 hour to 30 minutes before lock. That means you've only got about an hour to get that in, guys. Love ya. Thank you for listening to the videos. Until next time, let's go BINK hunting, guys.